Hello, my name is Dick Grout, and I'm the worship director here at Elim Bible Institute and College. And joining me today is Eve Taylor, an alumni, and we're really glad, Eve, that you are here.
Thank you.
Let's start with this. When did you know that you were being called into worship?
I think the first moment that I knew I was being called to worship was my senior year of high school before I came to Elim. I was given the opportunity to lead worship at my home church for one of the first times, and I was really scared because I thought it was like a performance or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was really nervous, and my dad was the pastor, so it made me even more nervous because I felt like I was going to be performing for my dad. But after that Sunday service happened, I remember feeling a lot of peace in my heart from the Lord that was going to be something he was going to continue to grow in my heart.
Wow.
Just that desire to lead worship and that desire to see others just come into the presence of the Lord with worship on their hearts. And so even though that first run through was really rough, it definitely wasn't like a perfect worship service or anything like that by any means, but it was definitely the moment that I felt the Lord call me into worship and revealed to me that that's where he was leading me and guiding me. So yeah.
So it really just happened in that one service?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely solidified over time. There was definitely moments that happened after that were confirmation, but that was the first time that I felt the Lord speak to my heart that is what he wanted me to do. And it was the first time a passion for worship was kind of sparked in my heart also. So it kind of all happened in that one day. And then throughout time, over the next, several years up until even this point, he's just been continuing to confirm and reassure me that is where he's pulling me and calling me. So
did you experience that when you were younger? Did you ever have any inkling that you would ever be here now? That you would be here at Elim, but that you would be so involved in worship? Oh
no! When I was younger, I loved to sing. I loved to perform. I was a theater kid for so long. I loved the stage, and I loved singing and I loved music, but worship was never something that I really felt a pull to or desire to. I didn't even really know what worship was fully. I just knew that we sang songs on Sunday mornings. So yeah, worship was something that wasn't really on my horizon at a young age. It was something that happened in my later years of high school, right before I came here.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah.
So what was it that brought you here to Elim?
It was actually my parents. My parents came here as students, and when I was deciding where I was going to go to college after high school, I had a couple options, but Elim was something that I knew really well, and it was super familiar to me. And my parents also said that they would help me pay for school, so that was a big factor in me coming here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just something I was really familiar with, and that's what I wanted. I wanted comfort, and I wanted leaving home was hard, and so coming here felt safe and comfortable because it was something that I knew really well. So my parents just encouraged me to pray about it and look into it, and so I came.
Well, we are really glad that you did.
Me too.
What did God do for you in terms of honing you in on your calling to be involved in worship while you're here at Elim?
Well, the opportunities were endless for me to get practice, practically. I was able to have so many opportunities to lead worship here on campus, but I think that the biggest thing the Lord really provided for me as far as just solidifying that calling to worship was the opportunities that Elim sparked outside of Elim. Because of Elim, there are so many opportunities that I've received that I'm so thankful for that are going to carry me after Elim.
Yes.
And I would never have had those opportunities if I hadn't come here. So I'm very thankful for the opportunities that I've had to lead worship on campus, and for the classes that I've taken, and for the leadership that has spoken over me and into me, and even just the practical side of getting so many opportunities to practice leading worship here on campus.
Yeah.
But I think that the biggest thing the Lord really blessed me with was the opportunities outside of campus. Like I'm connected with a church right now that I plan to be connected with for a while, where I get to lead worship on almost a weekly basis, and I get to work alongside a couple ministries, and I get the opportunity to lead worship at a conference this fall. And those are all things that would have never come if I hadn't been here and if I hadn't made those connections that are going to carry me after Elim. So, yeah.
Now, when speaking to you earlier, I remember you said that one goal of your life was to lead worship in every of the each state,
Yeah.
all 50 states. You wanted to.
Yeah.
So, is that list? I know it's kind of hard to get out and beyond, but so is that list still growing, or is
The
that?
list is growing slowly but surely. I'm at like I think around 13
Well, that's
right
good.
now.
See, That's
So
good.
it's more than 0. I've been at 13 for a while, but I know that once I am not a student anymore,
Yes.
that opportunity to travel and to go elsewhere will grow. But yeah, that's something that was really cool that I felt the Lord placed in my heart while I was here, actually. It was freshman year during missions week.
Yes.
I remember feeling kind of like weird because I knew a lot of people were getting called to like other countries, and a lot of people were feeling the call of the Lord to like missions like outside of America, and I was like, oh no, I don't feel anything. I was like, am I selfish? Like, do I just want to stay here? What's going on? But the Lord gave me just kind of this dream in my heart to be a missionary like to America, and then He placed this like goal or this like vision in my heart of leading worship in all 50 states, and I've stuck to it since then. So
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Tell us about a favorite memory or a favorite event that happened while you were a student here at Elim.
I think something that I'll always remember is my internship at NISM. I know it was like a 6-week thing, but that whole memory, first of all, I learned so much there, but it also, it was also just so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I got so close with my class, and I learned so many things, and I saw so many things, and I experienced so many things that I would have never experienced like here in Lima. So I think that is what will go down as my favorite memory while being a student at Elim, just because of how many things happened there. And I know it's like 6 weeks, so a lot of small memories happened within it. But as a whole, that's definitely my favorite memory.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
What would you say to a junior or senior in high school who is wondering about Elim, and they're thinking about, they got some different choices, different colleges, but they're thinking of coming here? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would tell them that they can't make a mistake coming to Elim. That if Elim is something that they're thinking about and they're not even 100% sure, or they think it might be the wrong decision, I can guarantee it won't be the wrong decision. No matter what length of time you're here for, it's something that the Lord will use and will honor, because you're giving Him that tithe of your time.
Yes.
And you're giving Him that commitment to have however long it is, a year, 2 years, 3, 4 years. You're giving Him that part of your life to allow Him to move and allow Him to speak to you and allow Him to grow you in ways that it's really hard to even find those parts of your heart in the outside world that need to be grown and need to be changed and developed. And so coming to Elim, you can't make a wrong decision coming to Elim, even if it's just for a year, just to get that foundation. I definitely recommend coming here, even if you aren't 100% positive, because I wasn't even 100% positive. I make the joke all the time, by the time I graduate, I will have graduated from here 4 times because I did come just as a 1-year student to get that foundation and then to go from there. But the Lord just kept calling me back here and has been growing my heart so much. So yeah, all that to say, coming to Elim is not a bad decision, no matter where you are in life.
Fantastic. What about a current student who is seeking to discover where their calling is, and if it's in worship or preaching or whatever, what kind of advice would you give to them?
Something that someone said to me one time when I was a student here is that the Lord has put the desires in our hearts for a purpose. And I think oftentimes we discredit the desires He's put in our hearts, and we might play them off as being selfish desires or things like that. But the Lord is the one who gave us those desires. And my desire was to lead worship. My desire was to sing, was to be with people, was to travel. And up until this point, he has just so graciously provided so many opportunities for me to fulfill those desires in his way. And so I think what I would say is, if you have a desire in your heart, like ask the Lord about it and seek him, and just, he already knows your heart, but just kind of let him know that you do want to honor him with those desires that he's put in your heart. And when you give him that sacrifice of your desires, it just opens so many doors for him to be able to move through those things that he was already planning on moving through.
Yes.
But giving him that permission is something that opens an entire just bucket load of freedom in those desires. And so there's a lot of joy in giving him back what he's given to us. And so I would just recommend that if you have desires in your heart, take them to the Lord, because he will honor your sacrifice of giving them back to him. And I mean, who knows what's going to come from it. If you love talking to people, if you love traveling like I do, like maybe his desire is to put those together and you travel all over and speak to youth or speak to adults. You never know what the Lord can do with the desires of your hearts. So bottom line, just give them back to him, and he will do incredible things with them that you could never do with your own desires on your own.
That's great. Thank you. You're a very wise woman of God,
Thank you.
and you've been able to share with us some really good insights.
Thank you.
God bless you. Thanks, Eve.